It's the Grateful Carnivore. People keep asking me how I can afford to eat the way I do. I post pictures online and videos and things like that, but everybody's like, "Well, how can you afford to eat like that?" Like, first of all, I choose my health first, so that means I have to eat better, and I stay away from expensive things, but like I showed a picture of a pack of three steaks, which was like $31, which is actually a pretty good deal. Most steaks are, almost $15 just for one nowadays. And the ones I got were pretty thick. They were, I think they were just under, I don't know, maybe they were like 3.5 pounds or something like that for all three of them. I planned on cutting them in half and to make six out of them because they were pretty thick. But last night I just had a whole steak, whatever. But also, when I cook these foods, I make them with eggs and bacon, so I have, plenty of food to go with it. I buy a pound of bacon at Walmart, no carbs, no sugar, the specific one I buy. And it can last me the whole entire week. I cut it down into smaller sizes, whatever, and it goes into my meal. The steak I can cut in half if I want to, because it's plenty, especially with all the other things I'm eating. But I guess the average steak that I buy would be somewhere around 10, 11, $12. But and then I eat eggs, and I get eggs from a friend at work. I buy 18 packs. I buy two. For $8, I'm getting like 36 eggs, and they're from fresh chickens. I don't even refrigerate them; they're that fresh. And it probably costs me $50 to $60 a week. I can cut corners on some things. I could spend a little bit more, but the point is I'm eating only meat. I'm eating, mostly ground beef. Normally, I bought some steaks just because it seemed like a good price to me. I'm trying to get that light out of my eyes from my laptop, but actually, I think it's actually me in the reflection from my phone, but I spend a large sum of money, but it's not what it would be if I bought a vegetable, if I bought a carb. People when most people eat meals, they have multiple things. They'll like I said, whatever vegetable they want with it, and then they add flavorings to that, and whatever carb, whatever, like say like mashed potatoes or a noodle or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever. My son sort of eats like that a little bit, but I can find ways to find deals for him. Whatever. If it wasn't for my son feeding my son, if we both ate the same way, I would probably save even a lot more money because I would buy, like the things I buy. Like, okay, if I bought a steak, I'd cut the sucker in half and we'd both have one side. It's plenty of food. You'd be surprised how much meat fills you up. I buy fresh meat. Very rarely do I buy a processed meat, and if I do, it has no carbs or no sugar. So, eggs are the most perfect food that anybody can eat. I don't care what people say about cholesterol, and things like that. Whatever, they are like the most nutritious and the cheapest food you can possibly buy. And normally when I eat eggs, I have at least three at a time. On the weekends I'll have a breakfast sometimes, and I'll add some pork sausage to it. But meat is not as expensive as you think it is. If you're buying that, and then you're buying all this other junk foods, all this other stuff, the standard American diet is quite a bit of crap. And I know people go to fast food and they spend all this money on eating, and especially if you have a family. It's just me and my son, and he's eating differently than me, so that costs me a little bit more. But every once in a while, I get him a treat of fast food or whatever. But I don't do that. Like I buy, like I drink coffee in the morning. I drink black coffee. Sometimes on the weekends I'll add cream and butter. But I a big thing of coffee grounds is like $7-8. Everything's expensive right now, more than it used to be. So obviously you got to spend a little bit more money. But a month, like coffee will last me a month. $7-8 for the month, and then meat obviously is going to be more expensive, and you find the deals, you find the bulk packages, and I can break that down. I buy a tube of ground beef for 10 pound ground beef at Walmart. I do want to find a better source for that because I'm not thrilled with their quality of meat, but that's, I think right now it's $35 to $40 or something like that, and that's 10 pounds. I could eat a whole pound a day. I can eat a half pound. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I can make that last a long time. And most people meals cost $20 to make at least. I'm spending $35 to $40 on something that can last me a week, 2 weeks, whatever. You break it down and you freeze it until you need it. Bacon, $6 7 for a pound, and I can cut that down. It's amazing what you can do. Plus, I only eat once a day. I follow OMAD. One meal a day. Except for the weekends, I will have breakfast sometimes, but I can make my food last a lot longer, I'm not starving. I'm like, there will be some times I'm at work when I'm very active. Towards the 6 hours I've been there before my 8 hours is over, I feel a little bit like hungered, like my body finally burned through all the stuff that I ate. But I roughly eat between 4 and 5 o'clock in the evening, and I tend to eat a bigger meal, but it doesn't cost me that much really. It's like, most, I guarantee you that most people, especially overweight people that eat a lot, are spending hundreds of dollars a week. Or if they don't have that much money, they're forced to eat less, whatever, or forced to do something else. But I don't spend that much money on food. There's times where I spend a lot of money, but I'm doing better. Like I have a lot of overtime, and obviously that's what people do. When things are a little rough with money, high gas prices, which brings everything else up. You find ways to deal with that, and I've done that. Plus I'm not broke. I've spent the last 14 years of my life have been between two different jobs. And at the very end of the first job, I was actually working at the second job at the same time. So my whole entire life, I've been a worker. I'm going to be 44 years old. I've worked all my life. There was a very few rare times in my life that I wasn't working for a short period of time in between jobs. A little bit over a decade ago, I was off for 6 months, because of something, but I got that taken care of. But I've worked. I've saved. I'm a responsible human being. Like I even have a kid. I have a house. I have all the stuff I pay for. But I have responsibilities, and I take care of those responsibilities. I've been at my job for 4 years next month, and I've worked at least 2 of those years straight. I've worked 7 days a week. I still find my time. I work in the morning, so I have the evenings, off, whatever. But for one of those years, I did work afternoons, whatever. But still, you prioritize. I have all my wants and my needs. I still take care of my kid, and I have a little bit of fun. I don't go out and spend all this money on stupid stuff that most people do. I enjoy my life still. But I also make money. Right now, I haven't had overtime in the last couple months, which is really hurting my bank accounts. But still, you focus on the things. My health is worth much more to me than this stupid little thing that you want to play with and then throw in the corner. I plan on buying a treadmill, and I want a good one. It's going to cost at least $1,000 because I want a heavy duty, sturdy one that's going to last years. Because I've gone through at least 2 to 3 treadmills in my lifetime. I bought cheap ones. My most expensive one I bought was probably $700, $800, and it was around for about 5 years. I ended up giving it away to my ex-wife, but it just I used it up. The previous ones before that I gave away. They were cheaper, $300 ones, whatever. I've actually had a lot of exercise equipment, and I used it, and then I didn't use it, but I got rid of it. I have one piece left out in my garage, which is like a weight bench thing, which I plan on actually getting rid of that too and getting something better eventually. But I'm going to focus my money on the way I eat first of all, because that's the most important thing. You don't even have to exercise if you eat correctly. My job gives me enough exercise. For 8 hours, I'm running around. It's like, and even in a small area, I'm very active. That's what when I was a binge eater, that's what kept me more from being like 500 pounds, was that my job kept me very active, even though I was eating horribly. Now I'm eating better, and I'm actually losing weight. I could actually see it in my face right now. But my health is improving. Every day, like my weight's not dropping on the scale as fast as I want it to, but it is dropping. But I notice on my body, I look in the mirror and I can see, my body's changing. And I wish it'd be a little bit faster, but it's just the way my body is. So, but that's the thing. Prioritize your money. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we don't make enough money to pay all of our bills and this and that. The economy right now is just it's in the crap. It's just horrible. Hopefully it gets better. But even, you got to do what you got to do. Your health is first. If you have health, you have nothing. I'm going to be 44 years old. If I was overweight and doing the things I've been doing for the last 10, 15, 20 years, I'll be dead. I'll have a stroke. I'll have a heart attack. I'll just be so. I don't want to be these people I see that are in their 50s and their 60s and sometimes even in their 40s, and they're limping around. They're carrying all this body weight around, and they don't even do anything to help themselves, or they think they are. They do something, some stupid little thing. They think it's going to help. I went for a walk for a mile. I went for a walk around the block, and magically all this weight and all this stuff's going to come off me, and I'm going to be super healthy again. Or they go to the doctor and they get all these pills. Like that doesn't do anything. I've got friends that are having surgery to lose weight, which I'm not against. That's their thing. I'm not going to hate them on it. Whatever. I think it's the worst thing to do, but if that's what they want to do, that's their life. But they're gonna have to deal with that the rest of their lives. And when you have surgery, that's a lifelong thing you have to deal with, because you can kill yourself by accident. I thought about those things in the past. I never wanted to do them. I wanted to do it naturally, but I still have to keep up with my life. I don't know if I'll always do carnivore, but I kind of plan on it for right now. I believe it's the healthiest thing. It's definitely a transition, with your body cleaning itself out and getting used to not having to burn carbs and sugar. But your body, in order to lose body fat, you first have to burn off all the sugar you put in your body. Second, you have to burn off the carbs you put in your body, which are basically sugar in your body. So it's like doubled up. And then you have to burn off the fat you put in your body. And then after all those three things, then you can start burning your own body fat. So, it's going directly when I'm burning my fat off. I'm burning my fat off. I burn off the protein and fat, obviously, but there's not that much in there. That's your body has to use this fuel all day long just to live. So, and then I'm burning off body fat. So I am going to tweak my what I'm eating a little bit. I'm going to portion size a little bit better and things like that. But it's going to happen. But I'm a diabetic, and I'm going to cure that. Hopefully, I don't know how much more weight it's going to take to do that. Maybe 50 pounds. I don't know, but it's going to happen. And but just the whole point of this whole thing is you're the most important thing in your life. Your body, you're the one that's got to walk around every day. So, I don't have to go buy steak. I don't have to eat steak every day. I can eat ground beef. I can eat other little things. I do like a pork sausage that they have at Walmart, this particular one. It's actually a cheap one, and I like it. So, lots of eggs. You are what, I think the saying was, your health is wealth, whatever like that. If you're always at the hospital, always at the doctor's, always, taking medications, having to use your medical insurance to pay for all these things because you're so unhealthy, the amount of money you're wasting, it's ridiculous. $50 to $60 a week is absolutely nothing. I guarantee you, your meal, probably cost you at least $20 a day. So, say 3 days, I've already, eaten a week's worth of food with money wise because of the small amount I pay. So think about it. Do research. I'm not eating 3 meals a day. I'm not eating a bunch of snacks. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So I'm actually saving a lot of money. I'm spending more than I would because my son has to eat differently. I don't want to, he doesn't. I haven't even asked him to eat the way I eat, but I just know he's not going to want to do that though. And I don't know. But this is the Grateful Carnivore. Like, subscribe, share, and be mad at me all you want about preaching the truth, but that's just the way it is. All right, bye.